Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is Saturday the 2nd of May 2020 and the UK is still under lockdown for the coronavirus. And this will be Antiviral vlog number 20, I think. Don't shout me down if I'm wrong, I think it's number 20. So because it's Saturday, I won't be going near the canal, there'll be too many people there. And it'll be far too wet. We've had a couple of days of rain in the UK, and yesterday we had some hail as well, some really sharp showers going through, and I just know it will be all puddles and mud down there. So that combined with all the people that are down there, I just won't be going anywhere near the canal. Potentially not until Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully it'll dry out a bit if we have no more rain. And then we can do part 3 of our ride through the regional park. But for today, I've got a topic or two to talk about, and I've also got something to show you. So more of that in a minute. So, topic number 1 then. Yesterday, I took the chance of removing the e-assist again and put some candle wax around all the non-moving parts of the bottom bracket and on the crank arms, and put it all back together again. And within 200 metres of riding out from my house today, it was squeaking again. Now, having said that, I'm going uphill at the minute and I can't hear it at all. And even when I do hear it, it's very much reduced. So I think we might have cottoned on to something. Perhaps I just need a little bit more wax in there. I don't know. But it certainly seems to be alright at the minute. Now, there it is, just squeaking a little bit as I'm going uphill. But if it doesn't get any worse than that, I'll probably make do with it, but we shall see. Only time will tell with that one. So the second topic for today is one that's been in the news a little bit in the UK over the last week to 10 days. Not mainstream news, but if you're a cyclist you would have been aware of it. And that is that certain members of society, a certain group, a certain type of person, has taken it upon themselves to whinge and moan about cyclists being out and about during the lockdown. So much so that some of these people have been taking direct action against cyclists to stop them going through their villages and through their towns and through their areas. There was even a report of one group of people putting rope across a footpath in the south of the UK to stop cyclists going along a seafront path. Now, the seafront, as far as I could tell from the reports in the news, was a dual-use path, a lower promenade, where cyclists always go and always use and share it with walkers. But during this virus, certain people have been getting a little bit uppity and moaning about too many cyclists going out. going to go this way for a change. Don't know what's up here. Probably very loud traffic, but we'll see. We can always come back. So yeah, none of this moaning and whinging bothered me in the slightest, to be honest. Oh, that's not good. It says cycle path ends, look. I'm not going to go out on there because that's the main A406. We'll just go and have a quick look and then we can come back. Yeah, so none of this moaning and whinging by these people bothered me at all until my last ride in Antiviral vlog 19. And I was cycling on National Cycle Route number 1 between Dobbs Weir and the White Water Centre. And within 5 minutes of starting that ride, I had one person shake their head at me, just openly look at me on the path, standing on the path. They were walking their dog and they're just shaking their head at me. And I was the only other person there, so I guess it was aimed at me. And another person openly challenged me and said, why am I riding along there during the lockdown? I ignored them. I carried on riding. This road's too loud. I'm going to turn around and go back the other way because it's just annoying and it's not actually very nice to look at either. That's the main A406 that I've told you about before, goes around North London. One of the busier roads in London. I'm really not interested in cycling along the side of that and trying to compete on the microphone. So yeah, so this person challenged me, and as I said, I ignored them. I just carried on by. I thought, I'm far too relaxed and enjoying the ride to start getting into arguments with people. But afterwards it bugged me, and I kept thinking about it, and I just do not understand the mentality of a person who's walking out for a walk for their exercise, which all power to them. Good on them for being out there and exercising, but they've chosen to exercise on a national cycle route, the number 1 national cycle route in the UK, and I didn't force them to go there. There are plenty of footpaths around the regional park that they could go on, but they choose to walk along the national cycle route and then moan at cyclists who are using it for their exercise. Beggars belief, really, doesn't it? So there's 2 reasons why I raise this in today's vlog. One is because the next time it happens, I might well just stick the camera in the face and have a conversation with them about it as to why they're doing what they're doing. So that might appear in one of my vlogs. And also, I want to know whether this is an international thing. Is it happening in other countries as well, or is it just in the UK that we have these silly sort of people who just like to moan about something? And this week they've decided they're going to moan about cyclists. So let me know in the comments if you're having similar experiences. Because to be honest, I think it's all a bit daft. And obviously I'd also be interested to hear your opinions on the whole subject. It's wholly strange to me that people will go for a walk on a cycle route and then moan about meeting cyclists at any time of the year, let alone when we're under a virus lockdown. I mean, these people are claiming that they're at more risk of getting a virus from a hot and sweaty cyclist than they are from somebody else who's walking past them slowly. I think it's a load of codswallop if you ask me, but it's just an excuse to moan, but there we go. So let me know in the comments what you think. Let me get away from this traffic and I'll show you how I've fitted the bladder. Okay, so let's have a look at this bladder install. There you can see the bladder that I bought. Yes, it's just a cheapie because I didn't know whether this was going to work, but if it does work after a while I can always upgrade it to a better one. Try and get that in the shade. So that's the name of this bladder. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but I got it off of Amazon. As I say, it's just cheap, and that's a 1 litre bladder, and it has the usual bite and drink straw on the end of it, which works quite well. I've just been using it. This was full when I left home this morning, and we're somewhere below half now. But it worked when it was full, and it's still working now, so got no problems with that. So, how did I fix it onto the Trike? Well, for those of you looking for a technical answer, I'm afraid you're going to be a little bit disappointed in this. It's probably very specific to the HP Velatechnic Ergomesh chair that I have here. Other Trikes might have a similar solution available as well, but as far as I know, this is the only one. So the back of my chair, we have the headrest, and obviously, as I've shown you before, the headrest can move. So I'm going to pull that headrest down, and behind the headrest we have a pocket, and it's a pocket that I've only ever used once. When I was in Holland, I used it for storing batteries and things like that in a little waterproof bag inside there. Other than that, I've never used it. And guess where my bladder's going? I can probably even do it one-handed, I think. So we literally just slot the bladder in there. As I said, the bladder was full earlier when I set off this morning, and it slots in there. We zip it up, and we then have the straw. So where does the straw go? Well, you'll see that there on the end of the straw is a little magnet, little neodymium magnet. I think that's how you pronounce it. But that's a magnet that I had, and I also had another one, and guess where that magnet is? Yeah, the other magnet's been sewn onto the side of the chair, right down by the side of my hip. So when the two magnets go together, that's it. It's clipped on there, and as you can see, the straw then stays fairly well in line with the chair all the way down the side. And that's it. When I want to have a drink, pull, drink, and then put it back again, like so. It's as simple as that. And I've got to say, going out on it today for the first time and drinking from it, really, really easy. Can drink one-handed whilst I'm going along, don't have to stop anymore. Really good, happy with that. Obviously people will be concerned that when it's full, the bladder's going to bulge into my back here. As you can see there, I can put my hand between the bag and the back of the seat, because the bag doesn't actually hang down the back of the seat. It drops away from it with weight inside, like when the water's in it. It actually pulls the bag away from the back of the seat. You can see I have to push it forward to get it to do anything, and that's as far forward as it'll go as well. But reading some hints and tips online, people put ice cubes in their bladders when they set off, so even if I did feel it, I'll have a nice cool pack on my shoulder blades on a warm day. That would be nice. So there we go then, that's my drinking water bladder install. And as I say, if it works out, then in a few weeks or months time, I can always change it for a more expensive bladder. I think I could actually probably get a slightly bigger bladder in there as well, maybe 1.5 litres, maybe even 2 litres, I don't know, because that one fitted in there so easily. But we'll see. So there we go, that's that. So that's about it for today, everyone. Just a short one, but I hope you'll agree there's a couple of worthy things talking about in the comments, so let's have a conversation down there about these moaning people and about my bladder install. Let me know what you think about that. Hopefully in the next day or so the weather will stay dry and we'll be able to get back out into the countryside again soon. Got another visit to Epping planned, and we've got to finish our trip through the regional park as well, so plenty more to come. But for now, that's it, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care then, everyone. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-da.